Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is you can rebuild your life. I was thinking about my life recently, which I spent a lot of time thinking about it. I find my life to be the most important thing to me. I don't dwell on other people and what they're up to and what they should and shouldn't do. I focus on me, and I think that's kind of the main point about rebuilding your life. No matter how bad it is now or how much damage you've suffered, you can rebuild and have a great life. And I would suggest that the rebuilding is one of the key concepts of this. So I have my videos on verbal abuse. I suffered under a verbally abusive wife for many years. I left her in the year 2007. So I guess as soon as I left her, I started on the process of rebuilding my life. And it roughly, the years to rebuild were roughly about 7 years. And then the last 10 years, I would call them my great years, right? So the great years were, in order to have the great years, I needed to spend the time rebuilding. I was so far down that just expecting to have a great life even the day after I leave this horrible situation was just not going to happen, right? And I had, truthfully, when I left her, I had no idea that my life now would be so good, that I would have had such amazing experiences, and that I have such a great future to look forward to. I had no idea about all of that. I just knew this is really bad that I'm in. I have to get out. And so that's what I did. And then I spent, like I said, maybe about 7 years or so rebuilding. And to me, it was very good 7 years. My father was still alive, and I spent a lot of time with him, both in person and on the phone. And he was the one who kind of helped me to rebuild the most. And you, if you're in the rebuilding phase, you may need to have someone help you, right? Someone who loves you and knows you. It was easier for me because he was there, and he was able to really help me. And it was a sweet time to spend time with him, and he had lots of good advice, and just kind of knew quite a bit of the things that I needed to do. And now, it wasn't just him though, but I did a lot of searching. Luckily the internet was available at that time. I did a lot of online reading. In those days, it was more reading than videos, not much in the way of videos. But there was a lot of good advice. I bought some programs. I look back into my past and thought about what gave me success when I was younger, what made me happy when I was younger, and I started doing some of those things as an older man. And I reached out to old friends, and they were very helpful too. I had a lot of great times in those rebuilding years with old friends, and I'm meeting and I met new friends. And I learned how to live on my own. I changed a lot of things about myself that didn't work. I improved things like my own self-esteem and self-confidence. I pushed myself. I didn't want to fall back into the way I was. I forced myself to, I wouldn't say grow up, because I was grown up. I forced myself to have a better life. That's what I really wanted, was a better life. And those rebuilding years helped. And you may find yourself being able to rebuild your life very fast. Very fast. Some guys, it won't take too long at all. You may have been smarter than I, and as soon as things got bad, you left. That's, kind of my thought, for that would be the most helpful for a guy, is as soon as it gets bad, leave. You're going to have a much easier time rebuilding. But be that as it may, rebuilding will take whatever it takes. And you don't have to look at it as a negative. It's a positive. You can have a good time while you're building, and you just you don't want to compare yourself to other people, right? You'll see your friends buying new cars and new houses and traveling, and you've got no way to do that. You don't have any resources to do that. But you can look at them and be applaud their success and think, yeah, someday I'll do that, or something similar or better, right? Because if other people can do it, why can't you do it? I rebuilt my life coming from an extremely horrible situation. My last number of years with my wife were what I would call hell on earth, and I screwed up the courage to leave her and had enough courage to stay left, and then spent whatever time was necessary to rebuild. And like I said, the last 10 years have been great, but there are still things I'm working on. Things aren't all how I want them. There's more that I need to do. So I'm still rebuilding to some degree. It's just there's less needed than there was before. Whereas before, every aspect of my life, let's say when I left my wife, every aspect of my life was horrible. There was nothing really that I was proud of at all in any aspect. So I had to start at far below zero and build. And now a lot of the things that bothered me, frustrations, I've gotten past all those. And there's just maybe a couple of things that need attention. And that's what I'm working on, along with just continuing to enjoy life. So give that idea some thought, all for now.